Martial Arts Explorer, exploring practical technique as revealed in classical martial arts of all styles. I'm Scott Combs. We are looking for your stories. Think of a time when you used non-combative techniques to avoid an assault. Now, even if you think your story is silly or we wouldn't be interested in it, we'd like to see it, and we'll protect your identity. Please send your stories to explorer@martialartsexplorer.tv. Someone who viewed one of our early episodes about our problems with two-step blocking wrote us a note that basically said we were overthinking our bunkai and that two-step blocking is for training muscle memory. Two things come immediately to mind. One, this is what we refer to as traditional thinking, and you're allowed to do it. We do not require anyone to think about form interpretation the way we do. However, we believe that if you can set aside the traditional box for a little while, you'll discover a way of viewing kata that will lead to positive experiences. Two, we've shown why we believe two-step techniques aren't the best for blocking because they're too slow. We're also very concerned that any muscle memory developed using two-step techniques as blocks will result in ineffective responses under the extreme stress of an assault. If we believe you perform the way you train, then two-step blocking practice will result in a lot of people getting hit in the face. Further, systems who teach two-step blocking never use two-step blocks in free fighting because they don't work as blocks. People really need no training in blocking anyway. Try this exercise. Throw something soft at someone's head and watch while they put their hands up to deflect the object or duck out of the way. In fact, we'd think there was something wrong with someone who simply let the object hit him in the head. Again, people do not need practice blocking. It's hardwired into us. We do it automatically. In our view, two-step techniques of this sort are showing something other than blocking, which is why we refer to them as counters and not blocks.
We got a great letter back from Eugene. He gave us a little advice, and he's a 5th Dan in Shaolin Kempo Karate. I have Jordan jump back and join me. And he was discussing show 24, volume 2, so from this year, if you look back to the dates, you'll be able to find that one. And there's a move in there where we work a knife hand throw, and it's the twisting one where our hands reach up and we drop in and we strike across. Now, as we're working this, the basic attack is a haymaker. Someone's coming in and they're swinging the big hand at you this way. What we're doing is we're taking both hands up here, we're blocking, and then we're starting to step in. And as I do that, I make sure I get behind, I anchor my body up tight, I run my body into it, and I twist over. And this is about where I left off with it. Now, Eugene has a good tip. What he said is when you finish this, finish attacking the back shoulder. So as this move comes in, here's my panic block. All I'm doing is, hands coming up, protect myself. Come here, try and move in, and now as I start to push off, finish by extending down and pushing towards the back shoulder. And we worked this for a little bit and it works great. So I just wanted to point that out to everybody. It's a nice little addition to something we already showed you. So as this comes in, block, drop in, and if I snap that back hand down, it forces his body down a little quicker and it helps with the direction of the fall. Thanks, Jordan. So it was a great tip, and we'd love if we get more from other people. We'll make sure and send something out to Eugene. Thank you very much for the advice, and if anybody else has any suggestions, we welcome them. We're going to take a look at a little different type of attack this time. Usually we work on this first touch or the situation is starting into attack. This time let's look at someone just being aggressive towards us. We're actually use a move where the hands come out in front and they're pushing across this way. Now this may be punches moving across, it could be hands popping in this direction. There's a little difference in how you want to use this, and we're using this from Sei-san. At the end of one of our versions it comes across this way, and there's a lot of different versions. You see a lot of different things. It could even be a cross block coming this way. Sam's just going to jump in and join me here, and we're actually going to start from a handshake this time. Now, all guys have had this done to them, and probably ladies too. Someone comes in and they start really gripping on and they're starting to try and crush your hand. They'll try and pull you, or they'll move themselves into you. And you don't want to let anybody get too attached from you in a position that might compromise by turning you sideways or any other position you don't want to be in. And also, you can't get away immediately because he's holding the grip. And that's the problem, is your natural reaction is just trying to make him let go. And you're trying to pull your hand free while you may be getting punched, pulled, or anything else, or he might be distracting you so someone else can come around behind you. So what you want to be aware of, if I reach my thumb up and I grab onto this knuckle, this joint right in here, and I start to twist this, and now I like to turn it in this way. and you'll see I start to get some reaction. Now at the same time, what's gonna help this, I just open up my hand. He may be holding on to the side of my hand here, but if I open up my hand this way, he's still just holding the side. I can get my fingers loose too. I can get a little more leverage, and now I'm gonna take my top hand, I'm gonna support his elbow. So as I do this, I open this up, I rotate and I turn in here, and there we get him. He starts coming up on his toes, he starts dancing a little bit for me, that's what I want. So one hand is dropping down, one hand is coming across the top, and we end up here. Well, if I have the guy here, I might as well take him and start to push him down. So as I come in, I start to lock this, I turn this in this way, I'm gonna reach up and grab. Now remember, I could grab hair, I could grab an ear, I can just hook onto his shoulder. I can come in this way if he's not wearing a gi or anything, it's very grabbable. I just come into here. Now if I lock this, step in, and we come across this direction, just nice and easy. And I didn't really sweep him, I didn't kick the leg out. All I did is rotate, and because he's locked up, he just twists and falls over my leg. All right, so just make sure you're covering the joint. I'm gonna open my own fingers up, and I wanna create a complex torque by twisting into it this direction. I'm gonna turn this up in front. So I'm here and I'm pinching and twisting this way. And you see the reaction? The body starts to move and starts to come up here. Now one thing you should note, if this is just a handshake and he's just being a little aggressive, I don't necessarily want to throw him down the ground. This may be a little bit too far. It depends on the rest of the situation that's happening and taking place. If he has friends, if I can feel the situation getting bad fast, I may want to take him down so I can start to move towards the exit or wherever I may need to do, handle another opponent. But in either case, you're going to come in here and we start this lock. Now, if this is as far as I go, I could talk to him and tell him to let go of my hand and back away, or we can finish by wrapping up, stepping in, and starting in that takedown again. All right, we're going to grab the class, let them give it a try. Thanks, Sam. All right, guys, we're going to take a look at a move from Seisan, and the move is coming up and crossing your hands in front of your body this way. Now, what's important is just the up-down motion coming here. It doesn't really matter so much how your hands are positioned or what you're doing, but we're looking at bringing the hands across. If Adam jumps in and he's gonna be my partner for a second, we're working off of a handshake. So he's shaking my hand. Now we're looking for someone who's trying to intimidate you. They're working this muscle grip where they're starting to grab in and hold on your hand nice and strong. They're trying to intimidate you. They might be trying to move you. They might be trying to distract you. So what we wanna do is start to get out of this. Now, your first reaction is trying to pull and let go, which doesn't do any good. So what we're gonna do is change tactics, and we're gonna go ahead and rotate onto this knuckle. Cover with your thumb, bring your fingers out because that helps create a small base right here, and now use your whole arm to start to turn and twist, and I get some reaction, the body starts to move. Now to make this better, what we wanna do is squeeze this, twist it, rotate it, and now I'm gonna brace it up top, and there's one more brace we can do. As we do this, I can step in, I can brace it to my body, and if I lock it here and then twist in, I can really apply a lot of torque onto this. Now, it takes a little bit of practice. Now, if he's really gripped down tight, a lot of people don't think you can get your hand out. Now, if I only move my fingers and he's holding tight, I can't do this. But if I open my hand up and now I go ahead and lift my elbow and turn, now it's pretty easy. Use your body weight, use some leverage. Now, obviously, if someone's extremely bigger, stronger than you, this might not work. You might just, start kicking them. That's gonna work. But for a slight, small response, all you're gonna do, grip, body weight, turn, apply pressure. There you go, I saw him lift up nice and quick. And from there you can take down. Grab on the shoulder, step behind, twist and pull through, and you'll be able to take someone down pretty easy because they'll be up on their toes. It's gonna be an easy takedown, guys. All right, go ahead, give it a try. All right, go ahead and grab on once. All right, now just open your fingers up. All right, squeeze over her knuckle here, and now just rotate right there. Okay, and you started to get some reaction. Now remember, just keep this here, brace the back of her elbow, and compress it in. Push in and press this up and in as you twist the thumb in there. Now, are we starting to get some response, Maddie, or not quite yet? What was that?
It's more on the wrist.
More on the wrist? Okay. So now remember, we're not really doing a wrist lock, but we're turning this way underneath. Pinch this and come in here. So this is turning in a nice small circle this way, and then complex torque coming here. So open it up and then pinch it and come in this way. All right, try again. Yep. Open your fingers up. There you go. Elbow out, twist her in. There you go. Okay, that was the reaction. Good job. Well, it looks like everybody's starting to get the hang of it. This isn't a very hard move, it just takes a little bit of practice. Make sure you get a nice grip. And remember, this is really just a thumb lock. You're just gripping into this lower knuckle and here, pinch it between your hand and twisting in, and then you compress it and you start to create all your different bases. You have one base in here. The other base you create by holding the elbow. The last one you can create by pressing against your body. If you lock all these, you're gonna put the person in pain, hopefully up on their toes, allows you to move them, talk to them, or do whatever you have to do. Thanks for joining us. We'll head back to Scott now.
Remember to use caution if you want to try this at home. You want to make the technique work, but you don't want to injure your friend. A quick double tap is the signal to ease up on the pressure. Also, make sure to massage each other's fingers and wrists and forearms after you practice. It really does help reduce the pain and is a very nice thing to do for a partner who let you put them in pain so you could learn a new technique. For Martial Arts Explorer and Michael Klein up here, I'm Scott Combs.